Hello. So, I've been uploading way less lately. But to be honest, I feel like maybe I should do another vlog and just talk while I play with my masks. So, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have been wearing sunglasses. And the reason why I've got these rose colored beauties on, this is definitely not a mask. Like, anyway, what was I talking about? Sunglasses. Yeah, so like, I'm wearing these things on my head. I'm wearing them so I don't touch my eyes. Why shouldn't I touch my eyes, you say? Because I keep waking up and they're like sealed shut. And I have over the counter eye drops and I haven't used them yet, but I'm going to. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to the doctor. But just in case, because I don't know if this is just my eyes being stupid or, an infection that can spread, I wear my sunglasses. And that is because it stops me from touching my eyes. It stops things from accidentally rubbing against my lashes. Like, a lot of people don't realize. Oh, that's not right. A lot of people don't realize that the bacteria, let's just say bacteria. It's not healthy. It's not for us. It's no bueno. To be honest, this is like one of the favorite ways that I like to wear my masks, but I like the head covering underneath. So we do a little fold and bring this part up. Boom. And then we pull the second mask up. So we've got 2 layers on the lips. Now we have 4 layers on the lips and 2 layers over the nose. I do not mess. Do not mess around when it comes to my health. Um there's this there's this thing where in order to get the vaccine, I was just about to touch my eye. In order to get the vaccine, you either have to be, a an essential worker, you know, bus drivers, bankers, pharmacists, so they're on the top of the list. Also on the top of the list are those who have immunization issues, things like asthma, arthritis, OCPD or COPD, OCPD or COPD or what have you. Like those people are first to get their vaccines. My problem is, and I could have gotten the vaccine when I first mentioned it because it would have lined up with my procedure. I am getting injections, steroidal injections in my SI joint, which is pretty much like your butt cheek where you feel a Charlie horse. I know it's the fan. I see the fan, but Freddie keeps moving and I'm not okay with that. Anyway, what was I talking about? Drugs. So, yeah, I was going to get the injection or I was going to get the vaccine after the injection, but the injections got pushed back. So now I have to wait even longer. But after the injections are done, I can set up an appointment for 2 weeks after. You have to wait 2 weeks between the vaccine and steroids, whether that's, I think inhalers are okay, and I think, like the Advair and stuff like that. I think that's okay, but like, prednisone, steroids, you can't do them both at the same time, steroids and the vaccine. And if you do happen to catch the VED, you should not take steroids because it's gonna mess everything up. You would think, because prednisone helps with my breathing when I have asthma problems. So you would think something that helps you breathe would help with a VED, but no. creams. No one don't. It doesn't work like that. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I've kind of been, for lack of better terms, bedridden. I've been dealing with this nausea. This is no. It's no bueno. It's no bueno. It might be because I switched my medications and I've been on this certain medication for years and I'm like, I don't know if it's working. Let's change it and see what happens. And so I think that's my body trying to react to that. Um I stopped having crazy heartburns because of my pills. So that's fun. It turns out that it was my prenatal. So I was like, is there like a different type of prenatal that I can take? And they're like, well, they're all the same. And I'm like, okay, what about like a capsule? And they're like, yeah, let's try capsule. It's not covered by my insurance. And I was like, okay, what is covered by my insurance? Can I do an injection? What can I do? And they're like, we have chewables. I'm like, bet, go tell my doctor. And so they gave me chewable prenatals. However, I chewed the first one, and let me tell you, it did not taste good, and it still gave me heartburn. So then I started taking the chewable as a swallowable pill. And number one, when it's whole with water and all my other meds, it tastes like Fruit Loops. And there's no heartburn. And my stomach still breaks it down. It breaks it down even easier because it's fucking chewable. You know? And I just swallow the damn thing. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, I've pretty much been in bed. Like, I have been doing my chores, but there's something about existentialism. And it's crazy because our group for Monday, it was about radical acceptance. I'm about to grab my little binder. And I'm kind of upset because that was my last group. However, the the people who were in charge were asking me if I wanted to do it again, and I was like, does a horse drink water? Does a bear shit in the woods? Do you fuck with the war? No, I'm kidding. Do, do you come from the Vikings? This bitch don't know about Pangea. I love you, little Dicky. Anyways, we're dealing with radical acceptance, which is basically, for those of you who know the Serenity Prayer, God grant me the things. I don't know. I get the please forgive those who have trespassed us. I get those mixed up, and it's so weird. I was baptized Catholic. I went to church with my grandma at the butt crack of dawn almost every freaking Sunday that she wanted to go. We did midnight Christmas mass and all that other stuff. We did the whole Ash Wednesday with the palm leaves and all that other stuff. But then I stopped going and I started looking up other religions, right? And they have different prayers. So like the Catholic prayers were just, they weren't in my head. However, when my grandmother was on her deathbed and she had passed away, there was a priest who came and we did prayers over her. And for some freaking reason, I don't know why, but I remember the whole freaking thing. Heavenly Fathers, forgive our sins and forgive those who have trespassed against us. Oh my God, it was so weird. Like, I felt like, what do you call those secret soldiers who are brainwashed and then they make them forget, and then when something happens, they just kick into gear? That's me with Catholicism. It's so weird. I can't remember a prayer to save my life. I have to say the prayer like 7 times in order for me to like figure out how it was supposed to be said. And don't get me started on ones that are in different languages that I am not a part of, because that's hard in itself. But anyway, radical acceptance is pretty much the serenity prayer, Give me the ability to control things I can't, help me tolerate the things that I can't, and let me learn the difference between the two. Um, Hello. I'm trying to find my homework. Oh, it's right here. So, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's funny, I'll do this stuff and then I'll just put it away and then I'll bring it back out and it's like, what page was I on? So, I feel like I've practiced some of this stuff already. Reality acceptance skills, turning the mind, using willingness, half smiling, willing hands, mindful. Oh, so this willing hands. So with radical acceptance for that group, half smiling was one of the things that we were practicing. And open hands, or whatever that thing said. So basically the point is to relax your eyes, relax your mouth, and push the corners of your mouth just slightly. Just like, like instead of just looking like deadpan, just put a little Mona Lisa smile. It just helps. It just makes it better. But what got me was we did this meditation with willing hands. Willing hands, that's what it is. And you basically put your hands palm up like this, and you put them down on your legs, and you keep your hands open and relaxed with them palm up. Let me tell you, I'm doing it right now, and it feels weird. Putting your body in certain positions changes your body language, which then reroutes back to your brain, because sometimes I want to be like this, I like my hands close to my chest, I also like my hands between my legs. I don't know if other people do that, but having them open like this makes you feel open, almost makes me feel, what do you call it when you're at risk of getting hurt, or you're putting yourself at risk, like vulnerable. It makes me feel vulnerable when I do that. You wouldn't think just putting your hands. Just. It's so crazy. It's like a magic trick. But radical acceptance is pretty much checking the facts, accepting the facts as they are, and then seeing if you can do anything about it. And most of the time you can. But effort, like, okay, so let's radically accept my dietary issues. Okay? I think that's something easy as an example. So let's just touch on one thing. I'm lactose intolerant, which means if I drink a cup of milk, I might puke it right back. It might just come right back up. If it doesn't, there's inflammation. I have IBS. It's messing with my colon. It's messing with my digestive tract. It's not a good time. So that is the acceptance, is me stating those facts. If I wasn't going to accept it or acknowledge it, it would be like, oh no, I'm not lactose intolerant. Let me just eat all the cheese I frickin' want, and then you're gonna suffer. That's the first step in radical acceptance. And then from there, now that you have the facts, it's okay, I'm lactose intolerant. There are pills for people who are lactose intolerant. So at any time, if I want to enjoy cheese, it has to be with my Lactaid. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. There's no shoulda, there's no coulda, there's no woulda in radical acceptance. It's not there. It ain't there. I'm not supposed to eat gluten. It messes up my skin. That is a fact. Gluten affects my skin and my inflammation. So I know if I eat a bunch of bread The next day, I'm gonna have this weird rash on my skin, and it's ugly, no bueno. So, I'm accepting that. I know that gluten messes up my stomach, and I understand the precautions and the consequences. The precautions are stop eating freaking gluten. Stop it. Find an alternative. That is radical acceptance. It's not just, okay, the world is spinning and I'm just here and I'm just going to accept everything that happens. That's going to put you as a victim role way too motherfucking quick. Okay? But yeah, radical acceptance is pretty cool when you're not dealing with existentialism. And when I think of existentialism, I also think of nihilism. For me, they're almost one and the same. You know, like it's like peanut butter and jelly. You know, they're like this. They're not the same thing, but they're like this. And you could sit here for a nihilist existentialist view is pretty much nothing matters. Everyone is going to die. And we're all just messing up everything to create this fake society where everybody has these roles. Nobody knows what they're doing in their life. No one knows how this works. You could be the smartest scientist in the world. Neil deGrasse Tyson, my husband, still don't know everything, and he's proud to learn. That's so freaking hot. Anyway, neither here nor there. I'm crushing on Neil deGrasse Tyson. I want to name my next cat Meow deGrasse Tyson. Meow deGrasse Tyson. Or Matthew McConaughey. Any, anyway, this has been 16 minutes with Dr. Dre. See y'all.